What's up, everybody? Good
Morning,
morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Jesse, welcome back. Good to have you.
Thanks. Good to be back. Contract negotiations went well.
Did they? Good. Yeah, we worked it all out. The
I'm on for another
agents made it
season.
happen.
Yeah.
We got you locked in for at least another season.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
two-year deal, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It
Everything
didn't
went
break
well.
the bank
Nobody
because
got hurt. It was good.
we still got the lights on,
Yeah.
Good morning to everybody in the chat. I see Goofy Foot, Andy, MJ87, Garage Gamer. He probably just went to bed. He had a nice stream last night, late.
Gotta be tired.
Yeah, Stock Jock, Toxin.
Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Blaze, Nerd
I like
Lounge.
your new pick, Johnny.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, Carl Weathers. That's right. Yeah,
we were talking.
I forgot we have him. He's in our intro. Yeah, Paulo Creed. He passed away the other day.
Legendary role. Morning, Dave.
Yep. Does I don't want to bring this up again, but was he sick?
Was he sick or what happened? They said he died peacefully in his sleep.
Yeah.
Just one of those things, I guess.
Yeah.
That you just never know.
When it's your time, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like last year.
Right?
I think Franco Harris, they were getting ready to honor him for like the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. And it was like a week before they had everything planned out. He just same thing, just passed away in his sleep. Yeah, it's
I don't know how many kids Carl Weathers had.
He had one. He had one, as far as I could tell. He had a son.
Yeah, and during the Mandalorian, everything looked like he was in great shape.
Exactly.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, you'd never know for somebody that was 75. He looked pretty young in the Mandalorian.
Yeah, he did.
He did. Yeah.
And he was supposed to be in the Mandalorian movie.
There you go. Oh, and he was planned for Mando season 4.
Yeah. They're doing a movie.
Ah.
Oh, really? Is it just going to be on Disney Plus?
I think it's going to be theatrical.
Oh, is it? Interesting. That's one of the few good things that Disney has done so far with the Star Wars license.
Mandalorian, definitely, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, a lot of their TV shows, I haven't really. They've been okay. The sequel trilogy,
I mean, Mandalorian was particularly top tier, especially for the first 2 seasons. Wow.
Yeah. It's hard to keep them going. It's just how long shows go on for, just to keep it as the first 2 years were pretty good.
Yeah, even in the Book of Boba Fett and Obi-Wan. I mean, maybe they weren't fantastic, but they had their moments, though.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, so did I.
Obi-Wan really got a second life. There's a fan editor that went out there and actually made a movie version of it, and actually went out and shot new scenes and
really
and changed it and made an actual film version of it and released it online in 4K and everything. It's unbelievable, guys. I'm like that. It just goes to show you how people, with Obi-Wan, there was a lot of discontent, but like you said, there's a lot of good stuff to be found in that thing too. So,
yeah. Same with the Book of Boba Fett. I mean, it had its moments, but yeah, I felt like it ended strong.
Yeah, Book of Boba Fett was supposed to be a lot more than it was. There were a lot of changes and stuff behind the scenes with that show, unfortunately, and it had a lot of things, and most of it had to do with the fact that they got rid of, when Disney got rid of Gina Carano.
Yeah,
that impacted that show quite a bit, and there was a lot that that we didn't get with Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see that you're able to bring back some of these original actors, and they're like Ewan McGregor and Timo Morrison. And
have a good day, Johnny. Thanks for stopping,
Johnny.
Thanks, Johnny.
Sorry to cut you off.
No.
Yeah, I was bummed when Gina left. She didn't leave when they got rid of her.
Yeah, right. I thought she was.
It was flowing so good with her.
She put up a very, very heartfelt message about Carl Weathers yesterday on Twitter X. She wrote out this really long thing about her friendship with him and everything. It was really moving. I was like, wow.
You have to see Mando season 3 here, good and bad. I mean, it's it just feels like The Mandalorian. I mean, it's not bad. It's one of those shows you're gonna keep watching.
As good as the keep your expectations in check. It's not as good as the first.
Yeah, right.
But it's all right.
But when you watch it, you're gonna be like, okay, it's watchable. It's definitely watchable. It's entertainment. MG, good morning. Uber Eats has ordered. The weasel is trained. Ready to talk about old crap.
Training the dragon, MG.
I want to do a shout out quick to Serge. He's got a
Serge
stream coming up right after when we're done. So jump over to Serge Plays, and he's doing.
Show him some love.
Is that game 3, Mike?
I think so. Yes.
I think it's game 3.
Yeah, Gina. Yeah, I love Gina. Yeah, she was a good character in that show. It was a shame. Shame she had to go away, but that's what they do,
Yes.
Especially the corporation that is Disney.
I was just going to say, Disney's been doing a lot of great things lately.
Yeah, I know. And South Park had a lot to say about that. And if any of you haven't watched that, Into the Panderverse.
I did see that.
And yes, that also helps, Toxin. And she could probably kick your butt.
Oh yeah,
because wasn't she was in the mixed martial arts for a while?
Yes.
Yeah, she spoke out, right? So this has nothing to do with our. I mean, I guess it kind of does because Star Wars originated in the 70s,
and Carl Weathers was in Rocky 1 and 2, which were from the 70s too.
That's it all ties together somehow.
It all does.
Mm-hmm. Morning, Thumper Squid. And don't forget, the 70s is the generation and the era that gave us the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Oh,
never forget that.
Yes.
As long as we don't show any Jefferson Starship,
we should be good. I mean, we could show.
Don't even say that out loud.
I know you might have got to strike. No, we could show Wookiees talking back and forth without subtitles for 15 minutes.
If you had to bet on what would be striked, would you ever would have bet on Jefferson Starship? No, never.
It would have been, the footage of Harrison Ford.
In today's climate, though, at this point, I don't know. The Jefferson Starship is a pretty clear one because they're really tight on that music stuff. It's
that's true.
Huge.
Yeah. I think Johnny Depp's still in the Pirates of the Caribbean right now, isn't he? They didn't fully take him out.
What do you mean by that? Like
I heard he was in.
He's in the end of the ride.
I heard he's in, and then I heard he's in, and then he's out.
Yeah, I heard the same thing. Yeah, it was going back and forth, so I don't really know the end. The end result.
Well, you know what? I'll find out in 2 weeks. Yeah, Skids will find out pretty soon too. I guess he'll find out in Florida. I'll find out in California.
Money? Is it over money? Is that what that is?
I think so. Scrooge McDuck money.
Yeah.
I always used to say when I was younger, anytime I would always say this, I would always say, if you have to ask the question why, the answer is usually money.
That's
99%.
Or that whole trial thing. That whole trial thing, like that. I mean, that got pretty out of hand.
It did, and I'm sure Disney, the way they operate.
Yeah,
they'll just distance themselves right from it immediately.
It was enjoyable to watch, though.
I mean, it was. My wife we signed up for Netflix because of it, because they had documentaries about it. Documentaries about a trial between a domestic trial.
Tubi had a movie.
Oh God!
Like an actual movie, the Depp Heard trial. They actually have a movie, and you can watch it where they got actual actors playing them and everything. It's insane.
Wow.
Yeah, Disney's like Toxic X. Yeah, don't go back.
Yeah.
To hear about Pauly Shore wanting to play, what's his name?
Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons, yeah.
There's actually a short film out. Jesse.
There's
actually a short film on
our thumbnail.
Yes.
Short film.
I thought that was real. I didn't click on it.
A 9-minute film with Pauly Shore as Richard Simmons.
He actually looks like Richard Simmons.
And
he does.
Richard Simmons disavowed the whole thing.
Yeah, he don't want anything to do with it.
Oh God. No, I saw that. I never clicked on it because I'm like, what is this ridiculous thing right here?
Yeah, what was the production company? It was the Jesters something, the Jesters Playhouse.
Like, why of all people?
I thought you were involved.
Yeah,
I saw that. I was like, Jester.
Yeah.
I mean, it would probably be hilarious.
I don't know.
Pauly Shore,
squeezing the juice.
If you read the article with Pauly Shore, he's really taking it seriously, though. Like he's saying that they honor Simmons really well, and he's
a very serious actor.
Oh yes,
Pauly Shore.
Oh yes,
I mean, jury duty.
But I mean, how could you play Richard Simmons and be serious about it though? Like Richard Simmons isn't a serious person.
Well, that's where he was going to make the mistake. He wanted to make a serious version of it, of his story. And then a lot of people were saying, you can't do a serious version of Richard Simmons
because nobody associates
there was never
him.
A time in Richard Simmons' life where he was ever serious.
No, he was always just
serious
loud
about burning the fat.
Yeah.
That's what he was serious about.
Yeah.
And he did it in a very energetic and outgoing type of way. Like you can't make a drama starring Richard Simmons, I don't think Law and Order starring
previously on Nostalgia Power, Richard
Richard Simmons.
Give me 2 more. You could do 2 more.
Time Crisis the movie with Richard Simmons. I mean,
no, he didn't die, right? Yeah, Richard Simmons.
No,
he's still with us.
He didn't die.
He don't come out of his mansion. He just sits in there.
At this point, I mean, he's got to be. He's got to be in his 80s now, right?
Well, don't you remember the story? They had to go check on him because they thought he was being held captive.
In his own house.
Yeah. They thought someone
Richard
went
Simmons
in there.
or Pauly Shore.
No.
You think he answers the door with his headband on and his leotard? He just like is always dressed like that. I can't picture Richard Simmons in street clothes.
Actually, not long ago,
going back to Biodome here.
I seen a video where a bunch of tourists came by his house and he came out and he was all in a white outfit and he spoke to everybody on the bus.
His pajamas.
Oh,
yeah, it looked kind of like pajamas. Yeah, his hair was all wild.
Pajamas. Yeah. See, that's the Richard Simmons. That's why you can't make a serious movie based on him. Wait, you Muppets don't remember on the internet that Pauly Shore was dead? I don't remember that.
How long?
I mean, obviously he's not dead, but was that a thing? Was that going around?
Another Mandela effect?
Maybe.
I know his career was dead for a while.
Wow, yeah, that
maybe died a while ago.
Maybe they did a eulogy for his career.
Yeah, that might have been.
Yes, yeah. What did you say, Phil? Biodome, like.
Yeah, well, you said
what has he done since then? And what was that?
Trapped in your house, kind of like trapped in Biodome.
Yeah.
Right? Honestly, though, jury duty.
Start doing IQ tests for YouTube streamers. No, then most of us will be gone.
Yeah. We don't watch.
We just go off of what we remember and what we think is fact, and then we just say it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
I thought whatever's on the internet's true.
Yeah,
I was under that impression.
What was the movie with Pauly Shore and Andy Dick where they were in the military?
Oh my God, I don't know.
I think that was the only movie
in the army now.
Is it in the army?
Is that what it is?
I was thinking of Major Payne. It's not Major Payne. It's in the
that
army
was
now.
another great movie.
Yeah,
that's
the one I remember the most. I think that was the funniest one I've ever seen with him.
Yeah. His wife had Sweating to the Oldies tape.
Yeah, my mom had those.
I bet.
Yep.
Yeah, Pauly Shore, Andy Dick sounds unbearable. Yeah, I would agree.
As a young kid, I have a little Richard Simmons story. As a young kid, when I was in grade school, Richard Simmons was doing this workout thing for children, and I got to meet him because he was in our school, and we actually got to shoot a little. It was like a pilot for some sort of show that Richard Simmons was going to do. It never went anywhere. They only shot one episode, but I was in it. I was in the class that it was in, and I was a part of it. I got to meet him and everything, and.
Really?
That's cool.
It's so funny because I remember that all those years ago, and I think about it now, and I'm like, man, he's still. If you look at him now, he's still exactly the same. He's just a little bit
better shape than me.
A little bit older, but he's still,
Yeah.
Like, so we're saying that wasn't like a gimmick or anything that he did. That was just him.
One time I was doing a job in Hoboken, New Jersey, and I was sitting in a work truck, right? I was having lunch, And all of a sudden, this van pulls up, this black van, real sketchy looking van. And a bunch of guys jump out. And this one guy jumps out, and he's got like a brown leather jacket on with fringe all on it. He had his hair back in a giant ponytail. It kind of looked like a Native American kind of look. And so they're up on what they call Castle Hill in Hoboken. So all of a sudden, I see them doing this bit, right? So I'm like, oh, they must be scouting for a movie or something. So my work truck was open. I was having lunch. I had my foot like in the crack of the door. So all of a sudden, they all start walking my way. And all of a sudden, I hear the one guy that looked like the Native American. He goes, yeah, I think this would be a good spot. Yeah, this would be good here. I was like, oh, shit. That's Sylvester Stallone.
It's a very good impression of him. I picked up on
couldn't
that immediately.
I was like, oh, shit, that's him.
That's awesome.
And what he was doing was he was scouting for that movie Lockup.
Oh,
do you remember that?
They were just looking for locations.
Yeah, because they filmed it in Rahway, New Jersey.
So MG wants to know
prison.
Which get to the part where you end up dating the girl in the story.
That was in the black van with him.
Yeah. Sylvester Stallone's girlfriend came out, locked eyes with you, and immediately pushed him away.
You know, Jesse dated Talia Shire. You know he did. He dated Adrian. Come on, Jesse,
in my mind, baby.
Tell us the story.
So Pauly Shore's mom had a huge influence in the comedy world. She owned the Comedy Store.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he bumped into his
assistant. Is that the one right in Hollywood? The same place?
What's that? The Comedy Store?
Yeah, is that
maybe it must be. Yeah, I'm guessing that's maybe
that's where they all. That's where they all started.
Is that how he got into the business? His mom had that store and then kind of worked him.
If you take those tours in Beverly Hills, I think they say something like that. They go past there. They go past there in the Viper Room. Ralphie, have you done that? Have you taken any of those like star tours in Hollywood?
Okay, so he's saying yes, that is the same Comedy Store. Yeah, Ralphie, you had to have taken, right?
I mean, everybody.
Yeah, if you live out there, I mean, go see Bill Murray's mansion and Arnold Schwarzenegger's mansion.
Peter Falk actually had a pretty modest house. Like there's not a fence, just a ranch house in Bel Air. It's crazy.
That is, yeah. Like, I mean, some of these people, you know, I guess they don't need all that fancy craziness. They just live like a normal person. Although if I could do it, I would.
Well, that's how you stay. That's how you stay rich, Mike.
Right.
You live
low key.
You live beneath your means. You never go over. You always stay under the line. And that's
I got to start trying that.
That's the smart way to do it. Yeah.
That sounds. Let me write that down. That sounds like a good idea.
It's easier said than done. I mean, I just went out and bought a new truck 2 weeks ago for no reason whatsoever. Because I just like having vehicle payments, apparently.
Yeah, and they're big now.
Yeah, they're disgusting.
I just got a new one.
Well, I like Phil's philosophy with all the arcade cabinets. You know, buy it on the credit card, pay it off right
away because you can just keep doing it.
Get out from that debt.
The cycle, guys.
The interest is what'll get you. You know, that keeps you trapped in that.
But this is what I tell people all the time. It's like that's the way you keep your money. You put everything on the credit card, you pay it all immediately, and then you just get it back. You just get it back. It never goes away. It's the cycle. Right. That's how you can.
It's so easy to swipe that card.
It is nice to take a month off of the cycle. Don't get me wrong.
Well, of course, a little bit extra money, but like you said, then you get hit with that interest charge and.
No, I'm saying you take a month off of buying.
Oh, to not even buying anything. Oh, that's even better.
Right.
Yeah, I got caught up in that when I was like 18 or 19. I had like 16 credit cards that just kept coming in. I was like, oh, wow, somebody wants to give me another credit card.
I know.
Oh, God, yeah.
And when you're a kid like that,
it got bad.
I mean, as I remember as an 18-year-old, like just having like $3,000 in credit card debt was like overwhelming because that's what it was. It was like pizza, beer, whatever. Just swiping cigarettes. And
Caparicis.
how fast did it add up?
Of beer.
Yeah, beer. cigarettes. I'm like, yeah, $5 here, $10 there.
Tell me, Jesse, you still have a pair of parachute pants. Tell me you do, bro. The MC Hammer parachute pants.
I did up to a certain point, but not anymore.
What color? What color did you have?
The real MC Hammer ones were like a light gray. They were
How much were they?
Those are awesome.
And I mean, they had the whole blown out, thighs and everything and then came in real tight at the ankles and everything.
Yeah, that's MC Hammer in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Star Trek says his Sears credit card always maxed out buying in television games. Well, at least you spent wisely, Hopefully you still have those in television games.
That's a good thing, man. I mean, it's like you figure with the credit cards, yeah. Like, imagine, video games, card after card after card, video games, CDs.
Date MC Hammer's assistant too.
Oh yeah, of course.
All right, guys. So we've been kind of veered off for about 24 minutes, which that's okay. That's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
It still covered a lot that happened in the 70s.
Again, and that's kind of why
I'm sure MC Hammer was doing something in the 70s too.
He was getting those parachute pants made in bulk so he could start with them. He never had to go without them for that brief run of success he had. In when was that? The late 80s, early 90s. He like blew up real big for about 5 minutes.
Wasn't a big fan of the cartoon.
Which cartoon?
The MC Hammer cartoon.
There was one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was.
Okay,
right with that. What were we talking about last night?
I totally forgot that
Pro
thing
Stars
existed.
or Pro Sports?
Yeah, the Pro. I can't remember the name of the show. Yeah, it was like Pro Sports All Stars or something like that. Yeah, it was Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan. Who else was in that? Yeah, Bo Jackson. Was it just the three of them?
Yeah.
Pro Sports Stars.
I gotta look this up. There was a MC Hammer cartoon.
Hammerman, is that what it was called?
He had the British Knights. Remember, he did the commercial for British Knights, and then like the popcorn chicken at KFC.
Oh yeah.
What could this cartoon possibly be about? Hammer.
Yeah.
Holy moly!
Mike, you might have to pull this up.
Okay, there you go, Hammerman. Yeah, remember this? Hammerman.
I did not know.
From 1991 was the first air.
Yeah, 90.
I think it only lasted
6 episodes or something. Of course, that's about as lasted as long as his career.
13 episodes.
Oh, I got a good trivia I got a great trivia now. Since we're talking MC Hammer. Write it down. Now I got it.
They got the intro online, and they even got a.
We're gonna play it. There's no way we're gonna get a copyright strike or a flag for this, right? This is so irrelevant that
Hammerman intro.
Probably true.
No,
he might be watching right now. Somebody types his name in.
No, just play just play the intro.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, I'll just play the intro. Because I totally forgot that this even existed.
I want to say there were action figures too.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I
mean, his agent probably said, "Listen, you're big right now, and it's going to end real quick. We might as well just milk this for all it's worth."
It's like when they did. It's like when they did the Kid and Play cartoon. It was the same kind of thing.
Oh my
like
gosh,
you're big. You're big now. You got 15 seconds of fame, but don't.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh!
Holy moly!
Yeah. So he was a superhero, or look how cool he looked though. Look at that hair.
Hey, Jesse had that outfit.
That's it. That's exactly That's exactly what I look like. There I am.
No, it's
buffering.
Oh no.
At once, they had finally found their man. They hopped right on his feet and he became Hammerman. Hammerman.
I wonder who owns the rights to this now.
I would love to know.
Wow.
License
I'm
to
binge
Rent
watching
for
that
no-
this
for nos-
afternoon.
for nostalgia power. Hammerman.
It was talked, and I ate that up. I was hooked on the MC Hammer train. I mean, I'd have been 7 or 8 at the time. So seeing that, I'm like, that's the coolest guy that ever lived.
Hey, remember the big the fight between him and Vanilla Ice?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
do.
were going at it like
That was
Really?
so,
claiming
that
he
was so
stealing his stuff.
unnecessary. They were that was so
Amazingly, it did not survive.
the two of them should have started a.
What was the problem? Like, I don't remember
rap
this.
duo. Those two.
They
Because
should have, because Vanilla Ice had another, like, he was big for about
Hammer
this.
and Ice. It's what it should have been.
Hammer
called.
claimed that Ice was a poser and he never really came from the streets and all this other crap, and it was this whole big thing. And
No, he didn't. He didn't come from
Yeah.
the streets. He grew up in the suburbs. Vanilla Ice.
Was it one of those things where they both, like,
I think
hey,
it might
any
have been very
publicity
tough
is good
suburbs,
publicity?
they might have only had one
Jesse-
basketball
Jesse
net on the
for real,
cul-de-sac.
bro.
We don't know.
Jesse,
Yeah.
for real, man. You got
Vanilla Ice was stabbed 192 times. According to him, he was.
Yeah.
Well, I always thought Vanilla Ice and Hammer should have did like a super duo. They should have been called themselves Hammer and Ice, and I think that would have been epic.
I
Like,
thought they did
yeah,
a
that would've been
song
good.
together
Should
once.
have been a good marketing manager.
Mhm.
Hammer
Yeah,
and Ice.
You know who? Yeah, but you know who instigated it really a lot was that what was that guy's name? He had the talk show at night.
Arsenio Hall.
Arsenio Hall,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
He really
He
pushed that
kind of
track.
pushed that, he really wanted to start
Yeah.
that trouble in. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I figured that maybe if they were both starting to tail off and like, all right, we need to do something to get noticed again. Let's start a beef with each other.
Well, yeah, I mean, today they would probably do that, it's like more like
Like-
but back then it was kind of cutthroat.
They just yelled at each other. Now
Yeah,
they
they-
do
Like
each other.
it's like YouTubers who fight with each other. It's a storyline to get views.
It all started with Vanilla Ice and MC Hammer.
I'm gonna drink my
That's
coffee
it.
right
That
now.
was the first YouTube
Don't say
beef.
anything.
I'll be back in a minute.
Don't say anything.
I do remember that, Ralphie. That Suge Knight picked Vanilla Ice up by the neck and had him hanging
Yeah,
from the
was
balcony
that
window.
is that a real story?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
I
a
can't.
real
You know, if you
that was
open
a
up
real rumor.
the interesting thing, if you open up the Death Row Greatest Hits 2 CD booklet,
Mhm.
MC Hammer's like there's a group shot like
He's in
drawn.
there.
He's in there.
No way.
Hmm.
The West Coast East Coast beef started with Vanilla Ice.
That was where they got. That's where they got that scene for the movie The Five Heartbeats, where Big Red hangs the dude out the window and is like, "My office hours are from."
Oh, speaking of hang out the window, Zod, you brought up something that's in your thumbnail, Mike. WKRP in Cincinnati. Do you remember that episode where they thought turkeys could fly and they were going to give them out for Thanksgiving, and they went to the mall and they dropped them out of the helicopter?
Thinking that they would just fly.
They thought they were going to
Just
fly.
fly them off the ground.
I never forgot
That really happened?
They're like, we're just gonna let him loose.
And what's his name? Who was the newscaster that would have? I can't think of his name, but he said, "Oh my God, the humanity—they're just dropping from the sky."
When turkeys fly.
Okay,
was
so that was
fun.
on a show. That was a part of a show, you said?
Yeah, that was
Oh,
one,
okay.
one of the shows.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, don't tell me that actually happened.
No, it was Thanksgiving and the whole. Yeah, Les Nesman. Thanks, Stock Jack.
Is he the guy from Caddyshack? Is that is Les Nesman?
no,
is he,
I don't
is he
think
the judge guy in Caddyshack?
Was he?
No.
No,
Is that
no,
the
no.
same guy?
Because
What's
he's
his
on
name?
No.
he's on that show.
I wish we could play a little of that, but I'm afraid we'd probably get striked for that. But
I'm gonna have to watch that. That's too funny though.
you just
Well, Les Nesman.
Yes.
You like
was
throwing
played-
penguins
was
out of the
played by,
helicopter.
Les Nesman was played by Richard Sanders. I don't think it's the same guy from Caddyshack, but
yeah,
He's
that,
the guy
that
from
name sounds familiar.
Caddyshack.
he
The
was
judge?
in-
He's hilarious.
Let me see the if
But
any
he's in that show.
if anybody in the chat has never seen that either, just watch that one episode. I mean, you will wet your pants.
Man, we should do a watch party for it, man.
Yeah,
Do a
it
watch
is
party.
hysterical.
The turkey episode for Thanksgiving. We'll do it. Jesse.
Oh my God, they were crashing down in the parking lot, exploding and everything. People were running for their lives. It was funny as hell. Oh man.
Just expecting him to fly. Like, when turkey,
I mean, they have wings. I mean, they can kind of fly a little bit. I don't know. Would you call it flying?
a little bit.
What do
Oh,
they
you know
do?
what? I'm thinking of the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
All right. And MG, it was WKRP in Cincinnati.
And when was that on the air? Was that
That
in
was in-
80s?
That was in the 80s, early 80s, I believe.
78. it
Late
started.
70s, early 80s.
4 seasons, 1978.
With Howard Hessman and I
Mhm.
can't think of the other guys.
I always thought it went for longer than 4 seasons. I'm surprised it only went for 4. I thought it went,
Did it? Yeah, it seemed like it was on.
Seemed like it was on forever. Like, Jesse, I kind of almost like MASH. I remember as a kid going to bed, and my mother and my parents, they had a small black and white TV in their room, and my dad would work nights, and my mother would always have it on, and I always knew when it was like 11 o'clock at night because MASH would come on. I would get up to go to the bathroom, and you'd hear the MASH theme as I was walking.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I can't
that theme as
believe
a
you just
kid.
brought that up because I had a story that my brother and I shared a bedroom, right? So when we were in grammar school, we, like almost every other kid, you hated to get up. You hated that part of the night that you knew you had to go to bed to get up to go to school, right?
Mhm.
So we would try and stretch the night out. So I remember watching Johnny Carson. And when Johnny Carson went off, I think it was midnight. So we knew it was getting late. We were like, I would say to him, Kev, I think we gotta go to bed now. So he said, we'll just watch one more thing. Then the Honeymooners came on, and you'd hear that Honeymooners.
Oh yeah.
And you'd hear that. And then that I associated that with, okay, it's getting later now. We really got to get to bed. But then we pushed through that, and The Odd Couple would come on. That started to become so depressing, not only because of the music of The Odd Couple, but the fact that now we're like in 1 o'clock in the morning, and now we have to go to bed.
Yep.
But we pushed that all the way to the end, and Mary Tyler Moore came on. And when that came on, and that one part at the beginning where she throws that hat up in the air, we were so depressed at that point. We're like, oh, we got to shut the lights.
Next thing you know, it's school time
It's
for school.
Yep. So I always associate Mary Tyler Moore with her throwing that hat up. It's depressing still to this day to look at.
Ted Knight, that's his name, in the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Okay.
From
Oh,
Caddyshack.
yeah.
He's hilarious.
He was good in the other show too. What was the other show with the two good-looking daughters?
And I gotta look that up now.
You're not talking about One Day at a Time, are you?
No, he was the artist. He did the cow drawing. He was a cartoonist in the show.
Oh, I missed this. Mickey D's is here. It'll be less annoying for the next 10 minutes while I stuff my face with hash browns, sausage, and egg McMuffins. I mean, that does sound pretty good.
That got there quick, MG. I remember when you said you just ordered it. That was pretty fast.
Yes, Sanford and Son. That was another. That's one of the shows I put on the list. Like, so when you think about 70s TV shows, what's the first stuff? What comes to mind immediately? Like Sanford and Sons, the
The
Jeffersons.
Incredible Hulk.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Wasn't Wonder Woman also with
Yes.
with what's her name?
Plastic Man, though. I mean, we talked about that.
that was
even though it was an animated series, but still, Plastic Man.
I was surprised, that Plastic Man had his own show. Like, was popular enough big enough of a character to have his own show.
What a rare if you picked him up, the old superpowers counter figures. If you actually had the Shazam or Plastic Man, like both of those.
Imagine they're probably hard to come by now.
I always wanted a Shazam figure as a kid. I always wanted the Shazam superpowers figure.
Yeah.
I didn't have it. I had Batman and Superman, but I didn't have Shazam growing up.
So yeah, he's saying $6 million man. Yep. Gilligan's Island.
Oh my God! How many times we watched Gilligan's Island?
Yep.
Wow.
The Facts of Life. Happy Days. Too close for comfort.
Yes, that's
Oh,
it.
there
And
it is. There it is.
yes, that was the Ted Knight with the where he was the cartoonist. I forgot about
That's
that.
my mama. Yeah, Gilligan's Island. It did start in black and white. I think it actually started in the 60s,
Yeah.
right? But it carried into the 70s.
Well, the movies, it looks like 64 to 67. I think they made movies to follow. Remember when they finally rescued him? That must have been in the 70s.
We can't forget about Three's Company, guys.
Oh yeah, Three's Company.
Oh,
put on a
I
couple
think
other ones.
I think I could do every
Taxi.
scene from that.
Taxi was a pretty popular show.
All in the Family was
Yeah.
big in the 70s
Yeah.
too. All in the Family would never fly today, though.
What about this one? Do you
No.
remember a show called Auto Man?
No way.
Does anybody remember?
I
know of this
watched
show?
something
I remember
recently.
Auto Man. Auto
Really?
Man was like
It
Tron.
was
I watched it recently.
exactly.
Oh, I don't think I've.
I
Ever
Yeah,
watched
Auto
it
Man was
recently.
like Tron. Yeah,
And they
ripped
said
that off.
it got old because there wasn't anything this guy couldn't do.
Hmm.
So like anything happened, he was on it immediately. And
Tony Orlando and Dawn
was-
variety show.
Yeah,
Auto Man is
Remember that.
you know what another really
Morning Brooklyn Menace.
you know what another really good
hey,
show
Brooklyn.
is. You know what another really good show is, and I know it's 80s, but it has a very 70s vibe to it, but it's early 80s. Manimal.
yeah. We
Yes.
talked about this one time, right?
Manimal has that 70s vibe, though.
Oh, yeah.
It really
It
It
did,
does.
yeah.
And the only thing that's 80s about it is the opening theme, where the theme is all synthesized,
Right.
like the 80s.
Mhm.
But
When he transformed back, he was always in a suit. So no matter what animal he
Oh,
turned into,
Hey,
Transformed.
how about Buck Rogers in the 25th century? Was that in the late 70s or was that 80s? Maybe 80s, I
I
think.
don't know.
Well, that chicklet had a lot of big hair, so it had
Yeah.
to be the 80s.
yeah, I thought I just saw that.
He's right. All in the Family would probably get canceled these days. Yeah, a lot of these shows probably would get. They would never put them on the air. Love Boat, Fantasy Island.
Buck Rogers was 1979, so that's
Yeah.
when
Okay.
it started.
It
So
counts.
it counts. And the guys, let's not forget about Battlestar Galactica either.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
1978.
How the heck did I forget about that one?
And Brooklyn is right. Yeah, absolutely. Would All in the Family get canceled? There's no way
Right.
if they did it. I had heard somewhere that they were going to do a remake several years ago. They were going to do a remake with Bernie Mac.
Oh
No.
really?
Yeah, before he died.
How do you think that would hold up? It's like sometimes I feel like just leave them alone.
Let it go.
Yeah, like they're iconic. Let it be.
Yeah, but they can't. They do that even with all the movies and everything now.
I know.
Run out
Oh,
of-
no,
they
they
run
can't.
out
Just
of
leave them
ideas,
alone.
guys.
Right.
They like,
It's all about
no
a quick
more-
cash grab.
No more creativity. That's what
Yeah.
it is. All
That's
the
what it
good
is.
They have
ideas
name
have been used.
recognition already there. Let's just do whatever and then
Ooh.
Yeah.
rake in some money, and then who cares if it's a disaster? and
Guys,
nobody hates it.
guys, think about it. All the creative people now are on YouTube. They're all producing their own content. It's like,
Yeah.
that's why, Hollywood is all manufactured. Everything is remake upon remake upon remake because there's nothing left. They don't have nobody anymore.
Is the Greatest American Hero? Is that 70s or
That's
80s?
in the 80s. That's in the 80s.
Oh.
Yeah.
Greatest American Hero was 80s.
Well,
and
Thumper has a good point. Starsky and Hutch.
83.
Actually, was it Owen Wilson and Ben
Yeah.
Stiller? That was actually a
Mhm.
pretty good movie. I thought it was funny.
the
Chips.
The Rockford
Chips
Files.
was in 80s. Is that 80s?
Chips is the 80s. The
Yeah.
Rockford Files is the 70s. Bionic Woman is in the 70s.
Yeah. Bionic Woman. Lindsay Wagner.
Oh God, Hee Haw would be called Them Haw. It's actually pretty funny.
I mean,
His favorite shows back then was called What's Happening.
What's Happening was good.
what's
Yeah,
happening?
Brooklyn.
What's
Don't
happening?
recall that one.
What's happening now?
I love that show.
TJ
That was
Hooker.
funny
That
as
was
hell.
another 80s show, right?
Yeah.
TJ Hooker. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, still was William
Heather
Shatner getting
Locklear.
away from Star Trek, right?
Yeah. And Heather Locklear.
Oh yeah.
He was
Man,
getting
she good looking back
it's
then.
funny. It's funny when he was doing TJ Hooker, he was getting away from Star Trek, but he was still doing Star Trek because at the time
Because they were doing movies.
they were doing movies. So
Mhm.
he was doing, and there's
That's
this
a good
story.
one.
There's this story that William Shatner always tells about how there was a fire on the set of Star Trek 3, and he had to help put out the fire. The reason he helped put out the fire, and he was actually, trying to because he had to get to the TJ Hooker set. So he had to get everything.
William Shatner helped
Wow.
douse the fire to speed things along.
So
Did you ever hear the story with Heather Locklear? Her mother told her she was ugly and would never make it in Hollywood. She was
Really?
Oh God,
She was
Yeah.
amazing looking back
that's-
then.
Yeah, can you
I mean,
imagine?
she still is a pretty.
you know what that is, Jesse? That's called a motivator.
Yeah, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is.
You're ugly as hell. You're never gonna.
You're never going to amount to anything with that ugly face.
Oh,
But
Meanwhile, everybody has their poster up everywhere.
yeah,
oh.
yeah, right. I know.
Yeah.
Every
Welcome
12-year-old
back,
boy had a
Cotter.
Heather Locklear
Gosh,
poster in
that's
her room.
awesome. Oh
The
my
Brooklyn,
God.
yeah, I know that's got to be worth some money.
That's got to be worth something.
He
now.
says he had it, so obviously means he doesn't anymore. Great question, and thank you for the super chat, Nerd Lounge.
Awesome.
What decade produced the best swimsuit models, 70s or 80s?
Ooh, I would.
That's a tough one.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
think both. I
Whatever
think
your
both
preference.
were pretty good. Both were pretty good.
I mean, you had some pretty iconic swimsuit models back in those times. And and if I had to give an opinion, if you held a gun to my head, I would probably say the 80s.
I'd
Yeah.
say the 80s
But
too.
I always have to go with the 80s. 'Cause-
Yeah.
80s.
But it's
Everything was better in the 80s.
Yeah, I was obsessed with Aquanet high hair, so it had to be the 80s.
But thank you very much, Todd, for the super chat.
Spank you, Greenwald. Spank you very much.
Big little Billy Jim Carrey in there.
Big Bush
So
70s.
nice.
What do you mean? I don't understand that. They didn't have lawn care back then?
No weed whackers.
Yeah. Remember when Bionic Man fought Bigfoot?
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
That seems like something I need to see.
Yep.
Oh God.
That was
70s can never beat
Big,
Farrah Fawcett.
Bigfoot was played by Andre the Giant, I believe, in that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wait, maybe I do know of this
Mhm.
because when you said Andre, I
Yeah.
remember him dressing up as Bigfoot, but
Yeah.
I didn't know what the heck that was from.
Yeah.
80s David Hasselhoff. I mean, are we still going on swimsuit models? Like, I mean, that's not who I was thinking of, but
I don't think he.
I guess he would
Well,
count.
To each their own,
I
you
mean,
know?
He's Knight Rider, though.
I mean, if we want
Yeah.
to bring up, well, we could bring up Action Man, right?
Yeah.
Alice is a great sitcom. Is that was this
the-
Alice like a
the one
spin-off
where
of the
she
Brady
was-
Bunch?
No,
No.
Alice, the one where she worked at the diner, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the show, Jesse?
Yeah,
She
with Mel.
worked with Mel, and she,
Yep.
yeah.
Mhm.
Mm. Mel's
So-
Diner.
A lot of these shows that I haven't even
Yeah.
talk Action Man again. We're not going to go there.
Action Man.
MG's still trying to recover from that from 2 months ago.
Yeah,
So
Mel's Diner.
it seems like the 70s was almost the era that they started to like they kind of turned the corner into more like modern style shows. Like if you think about classics and you think about all these shows, a lot of them started in the 70s, you know. I mean, yeah, the 60s had their
Yeah,
and
well,
we could revisit those one day too.
you look at the Jeffersons. Yeah, the Jeffersons. I mean, that was a good show. Someone brought up What's Happening. Good Times. I mean, Good
Yeah.
Times. Janet Jackson was on Good Times, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
And we didn't
There
even
were-
mention
there
the
were
Brady
so
Bunch.
many-
and
There
I
were
just
so many great stars that were on Good Times. You remember
Yeah.
when Carl Weathers was on Good Times?
yeah, you
Remember?
said that or somebody said that earlier.
I don't remember
And
that.
chat.
He like, yeah, no, he put the fear of God in JJ.
I don't remember
in
that.
one of the episodes.
Yeah, stock jock. That's what I was trying to spit out, I think. They perfected the sitcom, yeah. They kind of did. You still watch Sanford and Son reruns. Yeah, I mean, they have channels
Yeah, Sanford and
dedicated
Son, that was a good
to
one,
shows
too.
from this era now, you know? Kid Dynamite. So not only that the TV shows, but I also learned like a lot of the greatest game shows ever made were that started in the 70s, like The Price is Right and Family
Yeah.
Feud, and even Wheel of Fortune started in the 70s.
Joker's Wild.
There was a ton of it, like
Password.
the $20,000 pyramid or whatever that
Yeah.
was, or the $10,000 pyramid.
It's so funny. A lot of those game shows, I remember as a kid, you know, being sick home from school, and during the daytime, always before, you know, soap operas and stuff, they would have a bunch of game shows. And I don't know if a lot of it was reruns of like old game shows or what, but you'd have shows like The Price is Right. But then it's like those shows ran forever.
Yeah,
So-
Dating Game, Newlywed Game. Richard Dawson would get canceled these days, probably.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
You know, even back then, that guy got on my nerves, though.
He got
I mean,
canceled
my
back in the 70s.
I mean, his tongue was in everyone's mouth.
Canceled before canceling was the thing.
And then he didn't do himself any favors. I mean, he embraced it because he got on. He was in RoboCop, right? I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
talked about this Thumper a few weeks ago on the last prime time we did. The dating game. Yeah, the guy who was
You missed
the
that,
serial
Thumper.
killer.
That was a good.
We actually
episode.
watched the clip of it. Yeah, the Gong Show.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Thumper
Oh,
Jesse had some great insight into that guy.
yeah.
I mean,
He was something else. That nut. Yeah, the Gong Show. Who was that? Chuck Barris was on that, right?
And I just learned this. I didn't realize Pat Sajak wasn't the original host of
No.
The Wheel of Fortune.
No.
no, was it? It's like Vanna White's the only one that's been there since the beginning,
Was
right?
she there from the get go?
Wasn't she there from like the first episode?
Of course she was. Again, we talked about this once before. What else is she going to do?
Yeah. Love.
I had it in
Love
for
that was
her.
basically a show about
She-
hooking up. Yeah.
Someone said to her, you know, do you really think that they need you on that show? And she says, yes, of course. You know, it's not as easy as it looks. I have to know the entire alphabet. And when I heard her say that, I busted out laughing. I thought she was joking,
She was
but
dead
she
serious.
wasn't.
To know the entire alphabet.
You have to know it all. Yeah.
In other words, Jesse, you don't have to be very bright to be on that show.
But she thinks it takes high IQ to know the whole alphabet.
And,
I mean,
and
it's
you
not
really
like-
don't, because they highlight the
They
block that
light
she
it
has to
up.
turn around.
Exactly.
Like, I don't even know what letter
They light
that
it
is,
up.
but it doesn't matter. I just have to spin this thing. Hey, she was there for eye candy, and it brought viewers in, and she's still
God.
obviously worked out great, and she's become an icon over it.
It's not like
You know?
she was hosting Jeopardy, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. She was.
Like,
she
come
did
on,
her one
man.
little just wave to the crowd, and she
Jeez.
looked
Like-
fantastic doing it.
Like Alex Trebek was freaking brilliant, man. And
Yeah, you
know,
had
because
to. Yes, you had to have a high IQ to be in that position.
Yeah. Well, they
Look
have
at
that.
the people
They have
that-
that guy on now. They got rid of the other chicklet, and they
Is it
they
Ken
have the guy
Jennings?
that won.
Like the all-time ultimate winner is Ken Jennings? Is that who's
Ted Jennings, yeah,
Yeah.
he's hosting it now.
Ken Jennings? What did I say?
Which you know, that's pretty cool because he is pretty smart. That guy.
Yeah. He's the all-time money leader in Jeopardy
Yeah.
history. I think
Mhm.
that's how he got it.
all this, and every time they try to revive Double Dare, they always bring back Mark Summers. What does that
mean,
tell you?
Mhm. Pat Sajak's still the host of Wheel of Fortune. Like you can't picture him. Like, look, The Price is Right. I mean, I every time I see it in Drew Carey, I'm just like, it's not the same. Like,
Oh, on Price is Right.
yeah,
I just put that on the other day. I mean, does that guy sleep in his suits and then just come on the show? He's got sneakers on. Bob Barker
yeah.
must be rolling over.
I know. It's not
Good
the same.
Lord.
I'm sorry. Just you can't recreate that.
Oh my God.
Almost, buddy. You remember Starcade? What is? I don't remember.
Yes.
Starcade.
It was the first arcade game show.
WCW pay-per-view.
All the,
That's how I know Starcade.
Hey, if you haven't seen Starcade, they rerun them on YouTube. Watch a couple of them; they're pretty good. They have teams. Usually, it's one kid against another kid, or two kids against two kids, and they have to play like all the old games. Like they have to get to a certain amount of points playing Star Wars or Pac-Man or whatever. That's pretty good.
They have to actually play the arcades.
Yeah.
Oh.
They have one specific game for that show, whatever their game is. Like that
Well, check that out.
episode might be
Yeah.
Star Wars. You know,
Yeah, I didn't
Oh yeah,
know.
they got them on. They got them on YouTube. Holy crap! Look at that.
yeah. Watch them.
You
They're
can
good.
watch them. I'm gonna watch them.
Yeah, saying it's
Yeah.
on YouTube. Yep.
Yeah.
There's another one I don't think we mentioned. Laverne and Shirley. That was a
Yeah.
70s show, right?
Lenny and Squiggy.
Yeah, Lenny and Squeaky.
I
Yeah.
think didn't the Squiggy just pass away not too long ago too?
I don't know.
I think so, or maybe it was one of either Laverne or Shirley, one of the two.
Bro, Jesse, they got 24 episodes of that Starcade.
Sounds
Yeah.
to be binge watching this all day.
You can watch
Yeah.
all of them. Yeah.
After I watch all the episodes
Well,
of MC Hammer Man.
There's 29 episodes total. It didn't last very long. There's 29 episodes total, but 5 are hidden on YouTube, but you got the majority of them. I'm like, wow, that's great. I'm gonna watch them all.
And I can't remember it right now. I'll have to look it up. But there was a game that
That's great. Jesse.
it was never ever produced, but it was the name of
Hey, what's
another
up, Gaming
game, a
Corner?
Midway game. Used the same name, but they had the very first game. I can't think of the name. Maybe someone in the chat knows it.
Shirley just passed away.
Wow.
So there was a spin-off. Laverne and Shirley were a spin-off from Happy Days.
Days.
Yeah.
No.
And didn't Happy Days also have its own spin-off?
Yes.
Yeah,
it
Happy
did.
Days had a lot of spin-offs.
Yeah.
They
What
had,
am I
they had-
thinking
they
of?
had-
Like,
they had
was Scott
Joni-
Baio? Didn't
You're
he?
thinking of Joni Loves Chachi.
Yeah, was that from Happy Days?
Yes.
That was a spin-off. So Happy Days had multiple spin-offs.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah,
I guess they were that popular. Was that a 70s show? Did we mention Happy Days, or that was 60s?
That was 70s. I think.
Or was it 70s?
Mhm.
I mean, was the Fonz like the coolest person in the world like back then? Was he really considered that cool? I mean, with the leather jacket and the
I guess.
I think
smacking
he was.
the-
I think he was the first bad boy, wasn't he?
It
Kind of.
started. Happy Days started in 1974,
okay.
and the spin-offs were plentiful, and there were a lot of spin-offs for that show that didn't go anywhere. That they just kind of just
It is actually Happy Days is actually a pretty good show. There was a time when a kid that I remember Nickelodeon at night they used to do the Nick at Night blocks. And they used to have all these old shows on, and I remember Happy Days always had.
Come on, guys, this is nostalgia part. We got to talk about Mork and Mindy.
Mork and Mindy. I know. I saw it mentioned multiple times, and I never brought it up yet. But yeah, Mork and Mindy's a really good one. That was, I mean, was that Robin Williams' like first major role?
Yeah, I think so.
That was his big
I
thing.
mean, and how appropriate. I mean,
He-
could you pick anybody better for that? Right?
Robin Williams, and here's something that's something that you guys might not know. We just did not too long ago. We talked about the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yep.
Robin Williams was supposed to be in the Star Wars Holiday Special. They brought Robin Williams to the producers at the time, those idiot, variety show producers who were doing all the crazy stuff for the Holiday Special, and they turned
Me
down
too.
Robin Williams. And right after they turned him down, he got on Mork and Mindy and he blew up.
Man, that would have been something to see Robin Williams. in Star Wars.
Was this close to being in Star Wars.
Wait, the original movie, you mean?
No,
The holiday special.
Oh, what was he going to play?
I don't know, but they brought him in and he auditioned. They were gonna have him play some role on there.
Yeah, I agree.
And
Mark would have been a good character if you think about it.
Maybe
In
Art
the Star
Carney
Wars
wasn't
universe.
the first pick.
Maybe
Art Carney
could
was
have
got
probably
that to
something
work.
goofy like that. He would have been.
It was those variety show idiots though that brought in Art Carney. It's like we got to have Art Carney in everything. Art Carney is this.
Like, what are eight
Yeah.
can relate to? Art Carney.
There's like eight. Yeah, there were like eight actors back then that had to be in everything, and Art
Well,
Carney
yeah.
was one of them.
Well, and B. Arthur. Like we needed B. Arthur in there
We
too.
need
Right?
Art Carney and B.
Yeah, I think
Arthur.
we're missing our target demographic
We gotta
guys a
have-
little
we
bit.
gotta have-
You know,
We got to have Art Carney flirting with B. Arthur the whole thing, and you got to have I'm just like, you know what?
Wow.
Well, Robin Williams, guys, this close. I just watched a documentary on.
I did not know that.
on the holiday special, and all this stuff came out where they talked about Robin Williams this close. I'm like, man, I think that would have changed the special. It might have.
it would have,
Mhm.
and even though at the
Elevated
time he
it
would have
to a
been an
certain
unknown,
point.
I would imagine, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
still, being able to throw that in and be like, oh wow, look at that, Robin Williams. This is the first we've ever seen of Robin Williams.
But
Just
I also
some crazy
thought about
alien with antennas running around.
Mike, I also thought about the flip side though. It also could have tanked his career too.
Well, it very well could have.
You know what I mean? Because like you start off with something that's that bad, and
yeah, because like B. Arthur and Art Carney and all that, they were already established, and even Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, they already were established from Star Wars.
They did it because it was in their contract.
Yes.
I mean, Harrison Ford was like, I was contracted to do it.
But I wonder how many like irrelevant characters were in that show thinking this is going to be, I'm in Star Wars, I can't believe it, just to get completely buried and never heard of again.
MG, I was a randy young kid, but I wasn't that desperate.
He dated all 4 of the Golden Girls.
Man, I'm over here. I'm so excited to start watching that Starcade show, man. You got all those episodes.
I'm kind of excited about the Hammer cartoon.
So am I. I have to see how absurd
I'll be downstairs
that is.
working out, having that on.
MC Hammer's a crime fighter. I don't care if it only had lasted 7 episodes. Thank the Lord it was made.
And they're all on YouTube, so we're good.
Yeah.
God, what a Saturday this is gonna be, guys.
Yeah, Starcade is really good. I'm surprised you guys never seen it.
Watch them all. I'm gonna watch them all.
If somebody edited the holiday special and just kept the good parts, it would be about 2 minutes long, I think.
Completely removed.
Yeah.
It would be
the Jefferson Starship. Just get rid of that whole part.
It would be the Boba Fett cartoon.
That would be about it. Yeah. Maybe some of the recycled stock footage they used from A New Hope.
Unbelievable. But I had never known that until I watched that documentary about Robin Williams being in it. I'm like, about him possibly being in it. Like, wow.
Hey, remember him in Popeye?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I loved him in Popeye.
I love that movie, man.
Dude, I forgot that movie exists. I just watched that not too long ago.
It got crapped on, but man, I thought they did a great job.
He picked up Popeye's mannerisms so well.
Yeah.
It's like every time I play the arcade game, I think about Robin Williams, man. Every time I hear the music.
So yeah, when you think Popeye, you immediately think Robin Williams?
I think about Robin Williams, man, even more than the cartoon, because I love that movie.
And Shelley Duvall couldn't have been any better for Olive Oil. Could they have picked anyone better for her?
They nailed the casting. And I can't remember who Bluto was off the top of my head, but yeah, I just watched that not too long ago because it was free on YouTube. For some reason, it was recommended.
I can't think of who that is either. The guy from Pee-wee's Big Adventure would play the great.
Causing catastrophe. Yes, I did see her lately.
Is she like homeless or something like that, or
no? But man,
or something?
She's a bad smoker, and God, she just looks terrible.
Yeah, you're right. We do have to catch. Sorry, Ralphie. He sounded like Popeye. He did. I mean, and to walk around the whole movie with that squint and the pipe sticking out of his mouth.
Yeah.
I often wondered why they never made a sequel to that movie, because here's the thing with Popeye. It wasn't big when it came out, right? But over time it grew a cult following, and it could have, I think if they would have did a sequel, it would have been successful. So I always wondered why they never.
I remember watching that movie as a kid, and then like it just disappeared in my mind to the point of where I questioned it if it really was a movie. I'm like, I swear there was a time in my life I saw Robin Williams play Popeye, and then later on in life, realized it was a thing. And like I said, now you could watch it free on YouTube, and it's actually not that bad.
I have to admit, you always hear stars dying every day and everything. And you go, oh my God, I can't believe that one died or whatever. But when Robin Williams died, I don't know, that one got me for some reason.
Yeah,
that got me down. I don't know why.
I was bummed out about that. Yep, you're right. People, celebrities, they all die every day.
You're like, oh, that's terrible. But
it kind of hit you close to home. And I don't know why that one did. But maybe
I don't know either.
Because he was so, I don't know, just so beloved. And, he had a lot of demons and.
Yeah.
So iconic. And you see, and it's like you see all the struggles he had towards the end of his life and the end of his career, when you see the kind of roles he was taking on before he died. Like, for example, he was stuck doing that TV show like an actor of his caliber at that point didn't want to be doing sitcom TV at that point in his career. And so you could tell he was struggling with a lot of different things at that point with some of the movies he did. I remember seeing him. I don't know if you guys remember he did that movie 1 Hour Photo.
Yes.
It was really
he was really good in that. He was great in the
movie
Dead Poet Society too.
The movie's really disturbing, but he was immaculate.
You would never have thought that was Robin Williams.
Oh, he was great in it though.
Just
he was wonderful.
Terrific.
Wonderful. Like you know, and you just can tell like his caliber as an actor. You know, it's just crazy.
Well, I knew he was something, like I said, with the Dead Poet Society. He kind of, I couldn't believe how good he was in that movie. You know, because you got so used to him in Mork and Mindy, you kind of thought that was his shtick. That was the only thing he could do. You know.
Did he have some serious? He had some serious roles out there, right?
Yeah, I mean, 1 Hour Photo was.
So that was okay. That wasn't. I'm not familiar with that movie.
All right. Well, if you get a chance, watch that movie. He did a great job in that.
My God, has it been almost 10 years? All right, really?
Wow.
Why did I think he died like 3 years ago?
Yeah, I thought so too.
So MG made a good point, which he says Popeye ate spinach because of misplaced decimal point. And he said they put 35 milligrams of iron instead of 3.5. So they thought spinach was a superfood, a superpower food. If that's the reason why. Oh, yeah, Patch Adams. Yeah, I guess. That's the movie I was trying to think of.
The cartoon of Popeye. Do you remember who did the voice for Olive Oil in the cartoon, the original cartoon?
No.
It was the same woman who did the voice for Betty Boop and Christmas Vacation, the aunt.
Oh no, is that really? Is your house on fire, Clark? That's Olive Oil's voice.
Yeah,
is your house on fire?
Yeah,
I hear a funny squeaky sound.
Yeah,
you couldn't hear a dump truck.
I was waiting for it.
That's great. Yeah,
that was her.
I watched that movie, Mrs. Doubtfire, a ton when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, that was a good one too. I forgot about that. When the other guy was choking.
Oh yeah,
comes over the table.
He walks in and the kid's like, "Wow." He's like, "You could play for the 49ers." This big, that was a good movie. All right, so we're going to go over now. We'll do a quick commercial break, and then we'll come back, touch on a few cartoons. And there's one that I want to highlight a little bit because I think it's still one of my favorite cartoons to this day. So we'll be back. We got 2-minute commercial break, and we will be right back.
We'll return after these messages.
It's the Muppet Show.
Don't miss TV's most delightful family program Wednesday nights at 6:30 on Channel 6.
Muppet players on stage, please. Muppet players on stage.
Oh, am I a Muppet player?
No, you're a Radio City Rockette. Of course you're a Muppet player. Where would they be without my astute leadership? Now let's get things started on the motivational, inspirational, celebrational, motivational. This is what we call the Muppet Show.
Another quality program at 6:30 on Channel 6. The Muppet Show, Wednesday night.
Meet Super Friends. Superman. Wonder Woman. Aquaman. Batman. Together for the first time with 3 new friends. Wendy, Marvin, and Wonder Dog. Super Friends.
I don't think the bad guy, Mike Worley, understands how toxic he sounds when he talks about me on his bootleg home arcade Spank Show. Zod Writer, PD7, and that Jester Tester dude who missed last week's Nostalgia Power are all cut from the same cloth. These are testosterone-infested, chauvinistic, sexist males who can't handle me because I'm a wildly successful female who literally does everything better than they do. They don't need to be Swifties, but nobody is watching them anyways. So I guess it's pretty much a moot point. I'm out.
Now back to our show.
Oh, Taylor Swift, huh? You like the sign. Yeah. Kind of puts a damper on the Super Bowl a little bit.
Crap. She only knows 3 chords on a guitar. What does she know?
They're bringing her into the Super Bowl because they, did you see that article about her? She's like big marketing, like, having Taylor be part of the Super Bowl is.
I mean, of course the NFL is loving it, but like me and Phil talked about last night, it's not like the NFL is hurting for ratings or money or anything like that, What about all the other celebrities that go to these games every single week?
Mm-hmm.
I know they're overdoing it a little bit, just a little bit. That's hilarious, Zod. I wanted to make sure we included that in because we're going to be seeing a lot of that over the next week. And if you watch the Super Bowl next weekend, and especially if the Chiefs win, she'll be up there on the podium. She'll be accepting the Lombardi Trophy from.
They gotta have her up there if the Chiefs win.
Of course they will.
That'll be the ultimate, that'll be the cover for her next album. Her holding the Lombardi Trophy above her
She'll
head.
just rip it out of Patrick Mahomes' hands and be like, I won.
She'll hold. You know what she'll do?
What is this?
She'll hold the trophy above her head, like the original Star Wars poster where you see Luke Skywalker holding
with the lightsaber.
The new album will be Taylor Swift holding the trophy above her head.
Thumper.
With the San Francisco 49ers around her.
And saying you're probably right.
The City Chiefs all around.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure she is bringing in money, and I'm sure they're probably doing everything in their power to make sure she goes to every one of the Chiefs games.
Wait a minute, is she performing the halftime show?
I thought she was.
No, she's not. I can't remember.
I don't know why
Could you imagine if that? I don't know that at the beginning of the year.
That's what it should have been. It should have been her at the halftime.
Why are we hating on her? He chased her for her fame. I mean, she is worth almost $1 billion. It was like 800 million, I think, is her net worth.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, it's all cute and it's a nice publicity stunt for the NFL. Yeah. What are we gonna do? Taylor's got
everyone needs ratings. I mean, I don't know.
But like I said, the Super Bowl, I mean, it's probably the most highest rated show on TV every single year, I would think, or up there,
Are they going to be together next year? Probably not.
Who's performing that?
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. Probably
no
not.
Way. Oh God.
So before we, venture off and go our separate ways, I did want to kind of touch on a little bit of the 70s. So there were some good cartoons that took place then too. Linus is not a Taylor fan. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. $1.1 billion.
Oh, so she's worth over $1 billion.
She can do whatever she wants. I mean,
that's insane.
Yep. My wife told me that. She's like, "Oh yeah, Travis Kelce's only worth 30 million or something." And
only.
Yeah, only. I know. Which seems like just a ridiculously small amount.
He's a drop in that. He's a drop in the bucket. Taylor could buy and sell him with one phone call. Just
wow.
You're out.
It's incredible she made that much money.
Yeah, you gotta respect her business.
He's a no one to her.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize she was still like that big. I thought she was like hit her peak like 4 or 5 years ago.
And that number is right now, 2024.
Yeah.
1 billion.
Remember, guys, she just got done doing a huge tour, and last year she released her tour.
It was a movie, right?
She must not spend any money.
Theaters.
Probably living in a studio apartment.
She does what you do, bro. She pays it off right away. It works,
man.
Travis Kelce's house probably seems like a dumpster.
That's how the rich stay rich.
Yep.
They pay it off right away.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I didn't. I did not know she was that big until literally this year when, like you said,
would've
the
never guessed
tour
that.
and the movie. I'm like,
Is
well, I
that
thought,
big.
her success is kind of in the past, but apparently now she's as big as she's ever been.
Her movie, her
What's up, Gallagher guy?
her concert that they put in the theaters was so huge. It was like #1 at the box office for like the entire month. that it
Yeah,
was in the
you're right.
theaters.
Zero. I have no nostalgia for Taylor Swift. Exactly.
I don't either. I don't think I could say one song she sings.
Mm-mm. Bet he will propose if they win. I mean, of course they will, because that's what all the Taylor Swift fans want to see, right? They all want to see it. So even if it's a fake proposal, they'll probably still do it.
Well, that's why they're saying that the Super Bowl is fixed. At
Because
least
that's what they want.
at least this year, because Taylor Swift's boyfriend's got to win the Super Bowl. It's got to happen.
Mm-hmm. Taylor Swift could own her boyfriend. I mean, she literally could.
Of course.
All about the Benjamins. Yep.
Mhm.
Well, Phil, we'll get into that maybe if we want to do a sports show stream.
Taylor
next Friday.
Swift Super Bowl. The Taylor
We got a
Swift
lot
Super
to
Bowl
go
episode.
Super Bowl next week.
Yeah, I mean, I was listening to, was it Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco have their own podcast, and they veered off. and
you
went
guys are
down
way
the-
better than them.
the Taylor Swift wormhole. And I'm like, this has been going on. These guys are talking about her for 45 minutes on a sports talk show.
They were talking about her.
Yeah.
Well, how many streams do they do a week?
I'm not sure.
They need some. I mean, because what are you going to talk about for
I know.
weeks?
You guys are way better. I mean, wow.
I'll take us over Shannon Sharp and Ochocinco any day.
Instead of the Surge places onto something. Instead of the Puppy
Nightcap,
Bowl,
is that what it's
come
called?
over to
There's
Mike's channel and we'll do a Super Bowl special.
Yeah. You guys got to do a halftime show.
Maybe we will. Yeah, maybe we will.
That would be great, man.
We're threatened by her.
My sub sandwich, I'll be watching Phil and Mike.
Where are you going to get the sub from?
I'm thinking I'm gonna probably do Jersey Mike's.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Jersey Mike's, Jesse. Come on, bro.
Taylor Swift, never heard of him.
Made fresh every day.
He was that guy from the Hansons, not the hockey player Hansons either.
The singers.
Yeah,
the brothers, right?
Yeah.
If
we're talking about people with 5 minutes of fame,
Phil,
they lasted less than MC Hammer.
Sandwich? Are you getting a sandwich for Super Bowl?
We usually do like fried chicken, like
that's not
Buffalo
bad.
Wild Wings, or there's a
that's
place
nice,
in
Marzella.
Waukesha.
Agreed.
Really good chicken place.
Okay, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, Jersey Mike's does make some. They do really good sandwiches.
What are all you guys doing for Super Bowl? For what are you guys eating? What are you eating, Mike?
Well, probably probably a sandwich from somewhere. And buffalo chicken dip is always one of my go-tos. I love buffalo chicken dip.
You doing Jersey Mike's, Jesse?
No, my wife makes all hors d'oeuvres, like all these little finger foods all the time.
Oh,
we usually have that for New
too.
Year's Eve
That's
and
good
for
too.
Super Bowl.
That's good stuff too. Yeah.
Ham and cheese. Yeah, it must be getting close to lunchtime. We're talking about food now.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting hungry.
Right.
Morning.
I tried to get a Jersey Mike's
well.
last night, but they closed early.
Really?
Are you serious?
Keep the
I hate-
names. Can't
You
go
know what
wrong.
I hate? I
Can't go
hate
wrong
when
with
that
decent
happens,
wings.
Jesse. I hate that so much. I'm like, your mouth starts watering for it, and you just miss them. It's like
we were all into it. My wife and I were saying, let's get the Jersey Mike's, and they closed early. We're like,
Oh, that stinks.
Yeah.
So we got a Subway sub last week just because there's one real close, and I haven't gotten one in years.
Jeez,
We don't have any more around us.
They have not held up well.
They
I used to
cousins
get on
up
my
by you?
nerves, Subway, because they used to cut the meat like into little triangles.
Yeah, they do the meat like
The
it's
cheese is
something.
trying.
It's
Yeah,
like,
the-
can you
Yeah, what the
spare
hell
it?
is up with that?
Can you
God.
spare it? And whereas Jersey,
I would
Mike's-
rather go to
Yeah,
make
really.
my own sandwich.
Good Lord.
Yeah, Jersey Mike's loads it up, and you just, I mean,
Sorry, Serge, that you had to endure that to go to a Hanson concert.
oh, imagine.
Hanson, yeah, I haven't heard that in a long time.
I know. Oh yeah, there you go.
Hanson-
Fire up the Traeger smoker.
They faded out really quick, didn't they? Hanson.
Yeah, as I said, they lasted longer, shorter than MC Hammer's.
Weren't they the kids of somebody famous from years ago? The father.
You might be right about that.
Let me just say,
the kids or the relatives or somebody. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, they were like
you are
related
right
to
about that.
I think like I don't know.
Wait, Subway is the biggest fast food chain. Is that
in the 90s? I think it really gave McDonald's a run. I don't know if it's
I
as
was
big
gonna
as
say
it used to
McDonald's
be.
would have been my pick, but
Yeah, well,
Subway's
you know,
Subway's was huge for a while.
Subway could thank Jared Fogle for their decline.
He's what
Morning,
it's
Brian.
the truth. Hey,
Yes,
chaotic.
you're right. Yeah, that was a disaster, publicity nightmare for them.
Hey, Brian. Oh no,
Hanson
I'm not.
forever.
No, it's not Hanson. I'm
No.
thinking of the guys from the '80s with the long hair. I can't think of their name right now.
You're thinking of the Thompson twins.
He's saying Google it. It has the most franchises. Well,
No,
damn.
no, that's the Thompson twins.
Not the Thompson twins. Okay.
Yeah, they do.
They had blonde, long hair. They were, glam rockers.
God. Who are they?
Let's see.
So where did the Hansons come
You're
from?
not talking about the Osmonds, are you?
No.
They had a resurgence, and they brought their whole family in the
in the 80s.
Donny Osmond.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not that crap.
They have their own show too.
Yeah,
that was a 70s show, wasn't it?
That was a 70s variety show.
How about that 70s show? We didn't even talk about that. But was that a good portrayal of life in the 70s? I would have to think it was, right?
The Nelson.
That was a great
Nelson
show. That
brothers.
70s show.
I was only there in the 70s for 1 year. I don't have a lot of memories, but
I mean, when you were 3 seconds old, what did you feel? What did you see?
What was your favorite cartoon, Phil?
Super Friends.
Yeah, that's the one cartoon I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I was
Casey
thinking of
Kasem.
the Nelson brothers. Ricky Nelson was the
Oh
father.
my God. Yeah, the Nelson brothers. Oh God.
Yep, there you go.
Bunch of
they all are. Yep, I should have been paying attention. Hanson is still recording.
Really?
Going to
They're
like a
all men
Hanson
now.
concert would be like going to see Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen live.
Oh, God. Just be torture.
Doing folk songs.
Oh yeah, Mila Kunis. Oh, absolutely. Everybody should rewatch the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. Might be the best ever made. Was that a 70s cartoon show?
80s.
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 83, I want to say.
Used to love Hanson when they were underground. Okay.
when they were doing graffiti and they're skateboarding. What's up, rockers?
Something tells me those guys aren't exactly rough and tough.
They used to be grunge. What are we talking about here?
They helped form Nirvana.
Then they went corporate.
Yep. Sellouts.
Yes, I was gonna say.
The League of Doom should have had its own spinoff. Yeah, I wonder why it didn't.
Money.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, did you hear about this whole bit where the everybody's up in arms about the Suicide Squad game?
Oh, that game.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
horrible.
What's
Killing
the
all the
God awful.
I just heard it last night. I'm like,
Harley Quinn blows Batman's brains out at the
face
end of the
off.
game.
Oh, is it like graphic?
Yes.
Yeah, they
Isn't
killed.
it called
She
the
shoots
Suicide
him-
Squad kills the Justice
she
League or
shoots
something?
him-
Is
yeah.
that the name of the game?
She shoots him in the head at point blank range.
Then they kill the Flash, piss on him.
Piss on him, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they made Superman evil, and he basically fries Wonder Woman to death from the inside, burns her from the inside to the point where she has her body on the inside is on fire, and she starts to. It's a very, very horrible, sick and twisted death.
Yeah.
The game is disgusting. The game should
Like
be.
they just took.
I think
they
the
just
game
did it
should be
for the sake
banned.
of doing it.
People are demanding their money back and everything. It's unbelievable. I never seen a controversy over something like that before. Ever.
It's insane.
Thought it was me money for the game.
Oh, it's a horrible game. Horrible game.
They kill Superman, bury him upside down, and piss on him.
They pissed on the Flash. They pissed on the Flash.
Oh,
literally.
So that was Kevin Conroy's last.
No. Kevin Conroy has a couple more
in the game
as Batman in other things. But as far as video game goes, yeah, that's his last.
I saw Bat Dan has a stream coming up on this.
Yeah, he's going to talk.
Oh,
about
really?
it.
About the game?
Yeah.
I remember being like when I saw previews for it, I was like, oh, this looks kind of cool, something different.
Horrible. I watched all the. They had a thing on YouTube where you could watch all the cut scenes. You could watch all the cinematics from the game.
Yeah,
and it is disgusting.
Like it's just like they went all out.
I hope
just to do it.
This literally has the potential to bankrupt Rocksteady Studios.
Is that who put it out? Rocksteady?
Yeah.
Rockstar or Rocksteady?
Rocksteady.
Not Rockstar.
Rocksteady.
Rockstar's the energy drink, right?
Yeah,
well,
and
Rockstar also did
GTA and Red Dead Redemption.
I'll have to watch that. That's a bummer. Another DC
it's Rocksteady
property, Zod, that they just completely screw up on.
You watched and took notes for today's show.
Oh my God. It was like watching, it was like watching a train wreck. I couldn't turn away. It's horrible.
Can't even listen to Harley Quinn's voice. The voice actor's so extra.
Oh yeah. They just, and it was just so disrespectful to Kevin Conroy. I mean, we just lost Kevin Conroy, and then the last way we see the Arkham Batman from those brilliant Arkham games is he's getting his brains blown out by Harley Quinn.
Wow.
Gee, thanks. That's what we always wanted for that character.
I mean, not to die a noble, honorable death, but to be like executed like that.
Batman's suit would cost like $300 million.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing that could pierce through that thing.
Did you ever see? I think I read something. They showed a side-by-side comparison. Like when Batman first started, what was this, back in the 30s? Like what it would cost to be Batman. It was like $27,000. And now what it would cost to be Batman, you'd have to be a billionaire, literally a billionaire.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift is one of the few people on earth that can afford to be Batman.
Travis Kelce's her Robin.
yeah, exactly. He would be in his little tights and elf shoes.
And he would be happy, and he'll be happy to do it.
He would be.
We don't know that, MG. It might be covered. It could be a clear. We don't know.
Yeah, from the trailer I saw it too. I didn't realize it was going to be that gruesome. But
it's Oh my God! People are demanding their money back. It's gonna be the most refund video game of all time.
And you control the suicide, so it's like something that you have to do. You have to be the one pulling the trigger to execute Batman.
It's a cut scene.
It's a cut scene, but you're the one that leads it up to that point.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're the Suicide Squad in this.
You said, "Kill Batman." Click yes or no. No. Did you mean yes? No. Like, I don't want to kill him.
No, you can only kill him. You got to kill him. They
kill
Green Lantern. They kill Green Lantern. They kill them all. It's really bad. And it's like when you watch something like that, there's a certain way. Yeah, like the Suicide Squad would never be able to take Batman out like that. It just wouldn't happen.
Yeah,
this is how you know that this is. And I keep telling everybody, this is James Gunn, man. He's got his hands in everything. He's over there. He's putting notes into it and influencing the games, influencing the movies. They're saying that the Robert Pattinson, the Batman, they're saying that there's a good chance that James Gunn's going to cancel that because he wants to. He's doing his own.
I saw an image of a Robin suit. Was that real for the Robert Patterson?
I don't know.
The next one, did you see that?
They're gonna have Robin. You said?
I don't know. I didn't.
Costume looked legit.
I didn't like the first movie, so I don't really care. But I think that if James Gunn cancels it, I think he's gonna end up canceling it because he wants to do his own. He wants to do his own Batman. He's got his own ideas. So.
We need Universal to pick up this property. We need Universal. Sure. Take it away from this guy.
This guy's crazy.
Well,
yeah. Phil, do we want to get a couple giveaways?
Oh, let's we speaking
What's
of
up, half
Batman.
dozen? Good morning, man.
Hey, Six. Speaking of Batman, we do
different
have
multiverse.
the Ben Affleck Batmobile.
Richard Simmons is
There
going to
you
play
go.
Robin.
That'd be great.
Could you imagine that? That would be awesome.
Role for him. I'd love to see that. I'd be like,
that's good. That's good.
The question, you know what? Because we were talking MC Hammer. MC Hammer. I don't have to get the answer here, but MC Hammer grew up in California, Upper California. Okay, where did he get his career started out? What did he do when he was a kid? What
This is
made
a trivia
him famous?
question.
Yeah, what made MC Hammer famous as a kid?
This is a tough one.
It is for the
Ben Affleck Batmobile.
Ben Affleck, which you could say this might be the best Batmobile. What do you guys think about that?
Pretty sweet Batmobile.
Oh, it's a great Batmobile. Yeah,
it is. All right, Phil, you watching the?
Yeah, looks like Zero Redux got it right with the Oakland A's.
What did he do for the Oakland A's? He wasn't a ball player, was he?
Well, the Bat Boy, and he would go out there and dance, like he would perform.
Oh, really? He worked for the Oakland A's.
He was like one of those. You know,
wow, a lot of people knew.
He was like one of those. He was like one of those street performers begging for peanuts.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Look, everybody knew this. I had no idea.
Yeah, I remember hearing that. Zero, are you on Instagram?
Yeah, Zero. We got to get your information.
They based that video game, that arcade game, Ninja Baseball Batman, on MC Hammer's early days.
Maybe they did.
You know, that's a great beat 'em up game.
I love it. I'd love to see it get its own cab release.
Oh, Mike, can you put up my Instagram handle on there?
Yeah, hold on.
You just message me on Instagram, Zero. Send me your address and I'll ship it to you.
Yep, that's all. Hold on, guys. See what? There we go.
Ninja Baseball Batman.
So, Sir Gas, who was the favorite Batman actor of all time? For me, that's a pretty easy question. I'm going with Michael Keaton.
Yep.
Not to downplay Christian Bale or even Ben Affleck.
I'm going Christian Bale.
I'm going Ben Affleck. I love Michael.
He did. Ben Affleck surprised me.
But when I saw Ben Affleck in that warehouse scene in Batman v Superman, the way he took out all those, that was straight up Arkham, man.
I'll say this. They didn't give him great lines in the movie, but at least they picked somebody that time that actually fit Batman's suit. Physically, he was that brooding guy that Batman's supposed to be, right?
Right.
You know.
Yep, he did play the role. Yeah, some of his dialogue was questionable.
You know,
I thought he was portrayed better in Batman versus Superman than Justice League. Kind of got a little silly in Justice League. But.
Did you see? But have you seen Zack Snyder's Justice League?
Yes. Totally different.
Totally different. You see what I'm talking about? That's what I mean. That's the whole problem. See, so there you see the evolution of that character, which we didn't have with Justice League.
So all right, we gave we missed somebody. Stock Jock is right. Gotta love Adam West, right?
Well,
he wasn't the worst Batman. I mean,
I respect Adam West.
You can.
Yeah, he wasn't the worst Batman.
You can respect him, but I don't know if I would say that he's,
Zero, just
I'm sorry, Phil.
Well, I don't want to forget about it. Zero, just reach out to PD7 Lucky's Gem on Instagram. Just send me a message.
All right, we got one more thing to give away. I came across this thing. It's a smartphone projector. It allows you to, I guess, link your phone up, use it as a projector, watch movies, TV shows, watch Nostalgia Power on Saturday mornings.
Where'd you get that?
It's one of those things I picked up along the way, you know?
Oh, okay.
It looked kind of cool.
I've never seen that before.
Neither have I.
I'm like, where'd that come from?
I'm like, hey, why not, right?
Yeah.
Broadcast Nostalgia Power up on your wall.
Yep.
So
right on your refrigerator.
The one trivia question I got, it might be easy. I don't know.
Right on your arcade one up or your casino cade.
Yeah, right. Yep.
So this is a cartoon from the 70s that we didn't touch on Godzilla had its own cartoon show. I'm sure we all knew that.
I didn't.
You say you did not?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Do you know? Do you remember the name? This is the trivia question. The name was a Godzilla's son in that show.
Gosh.
I think it was his son or the mini Godzilla. Whoever it was, his son, his kid, his cousin. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Little
This is a
Godzilla.
good
What was his name?
question.
the baby Godzilla that goes
What
off
was his name?
that goes off with him in the sunset at the
Yep.
end of that one movie. I can't remember which one it was, but I know what you're talking about.
Godzuki.
Oh God.
It was Godzuki. So we got a couple. Yeah, I mean, son of Godzilla. No, I don't think that was his official
Godzuki.
name.
I'm gonna name mine.
Got Hungry Wolf and MJ87.
If I
was the name I was
if
looking
I ever
for,
have a son, I'm
Godzuki.
naming him Godzuki. I think
Godzuki.
that's awesome.
Godzilla and Godzuki.
Godzuki.
Is that what you say to somebody when they sneeze?
Godzuki.
Godzuki.
Yeah.
Godzuki.
Imagine naming your child Godzuki. What an a-hole you would have to be.
Somebody out there.
Godzuki.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to be punched then. I think.
Yeah.
That kid is gonna get picked on his entire life.
I mean,
Godzuki.
come on.
What's up, Godzuki?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he blew bubbles. Yes,
Oh,
I think
God.
that's a thing. Godzilla had the breath of fire, and Godzuki would come in and just blow bubbles.
Oh my goodness.
He was there just to be there, basically.
That's totally inaccurate the way he was. Like, my God. But that was so adorable with him and Godzilla going off into the sunset. You know what movie I'm talking about, right? The Godzilla movie where was it actually called Son of Godzilla?
It might have been, actually. That's maybe where they were getting these where they were coming up with that. Yeah, it might have been the actual time.
Yeah, it was adorable. They're just going off together. It's like they're gonna go.
Yeah, that was a
15.
very irrelevant, short-lived cartoon. It's impossible.
It came out in the 70s.
It was a 70s thing. Yep. Yep. MG's right. The cartoon. He was Godzuki.
Godzuki.
I wonder if that's on YouTube too.
I don't know. I would. Yeah.
Almost everything's
Probably.
on YouTube.
Yeah, probably is.
From 1978.
Yeah, but in the movie, he was Manila. Okay, that was his name in the movie. Yeah, we were looking strictly cartoon. Yeah, I just thought that was ridiculous. So figured make a trivia question out of it. Because I totally forgot what his name was. I mean,
That's good because I had no idea.
yeah, that was a short-lived cartoon. Well, guys, is there anything else we want to touch on in the going back to the 70s? I mean, in future episodes, I'm sure a lot of the stuff we can cover more in depth. You know, we just kind of scan through everything right now.
That's nostalgia, man.
Yeah.
There's no
That's
right.
what nostalgia
wrong, direct,
is all
you know?
about.
I mean, look what Carl Weathers,
Minya.
the convo brought up. Todd mentions it in the chat, and we go to Star Wars. We're all over.
It all goes back. Yeah, a lot of it all started in the 70s. It was a
Jesse ran
crazy
into
era.
Sylvester Stallone coming out of
stole his
B.A.
girlfriend.
Baracus's van. I mean,
Yeah.
Scumbags.
Yeah.
Scumbag.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
Must have been a good show.
Mike plays the best Batman. You're right, Gallagher 88. He
Oh
definitely
yeah.
does.
Well, I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn too much, you know. Oh, good point, Glairzilla. I'm glad you brought that up. Phil, no, not Blitz. What do you? Phil,
we're gonna do Street Fighter 2.
Plug yourself.
So if you have the Yoga Flame, the Shinku, or the HS5 Deluxe, we're gonna play beat 'em ups tonight. So I'm gonna start off at 7:30 Central Time, 8:30 Eastern,
Nice.
5:30 Pacific.
And you're gonna go on for as long as you feel like, right?
Let's do 3 games. We'll start off with Final Fight, and then Captain Commando and King of Dragons.
Good. I need to get some play time out of my Street Fighter cabinet.
Big Blue. Look, I'll tell you what. We'll take a vote at the end.
That'll be a good watch.
If anyone wants to do Knights of the Round for Game 4, maybe we'll do
Game
it.
of the year, Knights of Round.
Yeah, maybe we'll play some GTA later, MG. Thumper wants to know, is it a Jersey thing?
Told you, it's just a Jersey thing.
It could be.
It probably is.
Jersey,
If you don't
Jersey
know,
likes
it's most
for the
likely a
Super
Jersey
Bowl all
thing,
day.
right? practicing his Robotron score. Some schmuck put up. So sorry, we won't name names. No, I didn't realize that the Robotron didn't play that great on the iArcade. Yeah, maybe we'll do some score chasing today, Todd.
I actually really like that Robotron clone that they got on the iArcade. I think that's kind of fun.
It did look pretty cool. I never played
it's
it.
really
was it
fun.
Saturn or something like that? What's called?
Saturn.
Yeah.
Saturn. It's fun. I like it.
Bye, Linda.
I was hoping that
See you, Linda.
I was hoping that one of them. I heard that Knights of the Round. I thought we could get 3 on there. I wasn't sure on that one. Yeah, they need to have.
So even Final Fight, you can't play 3 players.
I don't think so. We're gonna find out tonight. But
they need to re-release that Golden Axe, and they need to put it online.
That would be nice.
Because I want to get that cabinet and play Death Adder with all you guys.
Yeah, that would be great. That's
the
a great
reason I like King of Dragons is it's as close to that as we're gonna get online.
It probably
that's the thing, and that's why I always.
That's the problem with Golden Axe, because it's a Sega title. You know, I mean,
Ralphie's saying NBA Jam again. I mean, you never know what could happen, right, Phil?
Maybe we'll do a weeknight NBA Jam, a couple of nights.
What will be the next day one up cab? I mean, at this point, really, I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine, I guess, really.
Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Well,
a nice
safe bet.
Safe bet.
Yeah, that's a safe bet. Is
Pac-Man,
Taylor Swift being shown 30 times in the Super Bowl.
Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, and
Oreo Pac-Man.
Street Fighter. Oreo Pac-Man.
Oreo Pac-Man. Oh.
I actually really like that Oreo cab. I'm probably in the minority, but I just think it looks, because it's so unique looking.
I mean,
compared to what they normally put out.
I'll give them that.
Zero. I saw that too, and we hung out with Fox last week, and then you watch Michael B's video a couple of days ago about the XL. I mean, we're all guessing. There's going to be new releases coming. They're probably going to be deluxe, but we will see stuff.
Unqualified Critics is always a Debbie Downer. I don't listen to him. He's always,
You got to get past the first and second quarter. My walk and talk. I'll go over what I think, but once we hit April, I think you're going to see some stuff.
Oh my God!
It's not going to be a lot, but there's going to be some stuff.
MG just
called me out.
Oh my God!
There's no winner because the Godzuki. Everybody was putting an I at the end. Well, that was on me for being uneducated. Mike's rules, yeah.
Godzuki.
That was the rule. But I will excuse a Y for an I substitute because I didn't know.
I want to see a Godzuki movie, especially with that Godzilla -1. That Godzilla -1's a great movie. If you guys haven't seen it,
I've not seen it yet.
I've seen it in black and white. It is fantastic.
I'm going to Hobby Lobby today. I'm gonna, that's a good idea. I'll add Hobby Lobby to it. Thanks, Ralphie.
Wow, really? A TMNT cabinet for $100?
Wow!
But it's local pickup only in California.
Is it the
don't tempt
the
Phil
first one or Turtles in Time?
I'm gonna call Zohar, have him pick it up for me. $100. $100. I mean, come on.
We need to know if it's the Turtles in Time.
That is a difference because you get the online play. I remember when I stiffed him for a typo. I mean, I did do that.
It gets rough around here.
Yeah, I know, but I don't. It's on me for not knowing the correct spelling.
Godzuki is the exception, not the rule. Okay?
It is Godzuki. Yeah, we'll make an exception for Godzuki.
I love that name. Godzuki. So ridiculous.
They're sitting in the boardroom like, all right, guys, we got to come up with a catchy name for Godzilla's son.
It's as adorable as like Grogu for Star Wars.
Yeah, it kind of is.
You're just like, wow, okay.
4-man custom turtle cap for $6,000. Ooh, it sounds great. That's a little out of my price range.
Did you see that Anthony Vitel's? Are those real cabs he did?
Yeah, he builds them himself.
Yeah, I did see them.
Dude,
X-Men, Simpsons, and Turtles.
Are those arcade went up, do you think, in the inside?
No, he puts his own. He puts pies in them. He builds them himself and puts pies.
Those looked incredible. Like if they,
Yeah, they did.
Can you even still get pies anymore? I mean, there was a shortage on them for a while.
You can now. They're back.
No.
They're back in stock because before they were having all those supply chain problems, and now
Yeah. I
It's
think
good.
there's a new one out now, right?
The Pi 5.
Yeah.
And you can on Android, you can run a ton of great stuff with the Pi 5 now. I mean, wow.
I bet.
Oh, Fox has his custom 6-player X-Men for sale, huh?
well, he's got to make room for the full size arcades. I mean,
I wonder how much he's going to get for that one.
You know, and that was with a 4-player.
Come on, Phil. Come on, Phil. You got to do it. The 6-player 19.
You know, if it had the octagon shape, I probably, Mike, I would.
That's
I would put that in the living room. I don't care. I would put that
in the living room.
I would remove my dining room table for a 6-player X-Men cabinet.
You're like, it feels like, I'm sorry, Kelly. Get rid of the kitchen table. This is what we're doing.
It's big enough we could eat on it if we
about
had
the
to.
size
Take
of
the
that.
joysticks off, and we could eat dinner around this thing. You really could.
God,
actually.
yeah, you could put some plexi up over it, and you could eat on it. You know.
Yeah,
Keep
you
it-
could.
Keep it
It
so
was a
clean.
monster of a cabinet.
Keep it so clean you could perform surgery on it.
Yeah, you really could.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, you need to do a video, Zod, so you can connect your Quest up to your PC so we can play the arcade time capsule.
I'm gonna do that once it becomes multiplayer. I will do that because I want to make sure that we can all
it does.
we can all get in front of that X-Men and play X-Men together. That would be phenomenal.
That would be awesome.
It would.
Because when you get 4 players going on that game, it's cool.
But I mean, imagine 6 players.
Yeah, it would just be chaos. It'd be great.
And we're all in an actual arcade from wherever we are. You know, it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole concept is.
Or you could just get X-Men for $3.99. We can play.
You can just do it that way. Yeah, we could just do it that way too, right?
You could buy X-Men for $3.99. I don't have room for X-Men.
Somebody left me a comment a couple of days ago that RC Wiley actually had it for $2.99 at one point. Todd, are you still in the chat? Can you believe that? In I don't know, Best Buy price smashed it $2.99. That's incredible for that cabinet.
I don't think Little Bad Guy knows who Godzuki is.
Who's Godzuki?
You know who Godzuki is? Go find Godzuki. He's upstairs somewhere.
That's your brother. Godzuki's your brother. Oh my God.
All right, guys. Well, it's probably about that time. I think the little Godzuki back here is getting very impatient.
Oh my God, that's gonna be your nickname for your son now.
Godzuki, yeah, maybe it is. Does that make me Godzilla? No.
I'll start breathing bubbles.
Yeah. I remember having those when I was a kid. The little pipes that used to put bubbles in.
Yeah, those were.
They still
big,
make
man.
those, or is that encouraged smoking? Is that
Todd?
No, that's probably illegal now.
Todd, what did you get from Hardee's earlier? Did you go for the?
He said
bacon,
what he
egg, and
thought.
cheese
I can't
biscuit?
remember what he said.
Oh, Hardee's.
That's a go-to.
Oh man, Phil, I'm gonna go watch
Dude,
your Hardee's
we
documentary.
gotta go to Hardee's together, Zod. Do they have any in Illinois?
I will have to check. I haven't seen any.
When Mike comes
there
out,
used to be one, but
Yeah, I don't think there's any in my area
There
anymore.
used to be one. There used to be one, and they closed it down a few years ago. That I used to go to. So I'm gonna have to look because man, I remember. I have some fond memories of Hardee's too. I used to get chicken nuggets from there.
Oh, hey, Biggie D, what's up?
What's up, Biggie D?
Biggie D.
Yep. We're just wrapping it up. About time, yeah.
God,
Garage Gamer.
Zuki.
That's right. Garage Gamer had a good stream last night. I had Mike B on. He did. Yep. MG says they suck. That's why. That's why Hardee's aren't around anymore. Oh, come on.
they changed their menu too many times. I think
Yeah,
they just
that
kept
was their downfall.
getting a new ID. So
Yeah, we got
Identity
one in this
just
state a
didn't
few
work.
years ago, and that was it. It closed right down.
It's like Papa John's Pizza. They keep trying to reinvent themselves, and it just doesn't work. Nobody cares.
yeah.
All right, guys. I think it's probably a good time to pull the plug here.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Stop
Godzuki.
by Phil's channel tonight.
Let's do it. Let's play some beat 'em ups.
Arcade 1-ups. Yep.
I guess I'm gonna have to buy X-Men for $3.99 and put it in my bathroom. I mean,
wherever you have room, right, Phil? Doesn't matter.
We need to find Zod a deal.
Yes.
I don't know where I would put it though. Honestly, guys, I'm like kind of strapped.
It looks good in the living room.
I'm gonna have to get rid of one of my couches. I guess that's the only way.
Strip the monitor out in the control deck and set it on your coffee table.
I could do that.
There's always a way. If there's a will, there's a way, right?
Or I could connect the. Couldn't I connect the PCB to the TV?
When I was running, I fell
via HDMI, and I could do it that way.
Probably.
If I bought the PCB in the deck, I could plug it up
or you could mod your iArcade. Forget time crisis. Look at this. Forget time crisis.
I'm literally looking at my iArcade right now, thinking about it. Like, yeah, I could gut the iArcade because I just want to play, X-Men with you guys. So, it wouldn't be a bad idea. I might have to think about that. I'm gonna have to see if I can get the components. Maybe I could do that.
We won't recognize Zod in.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, that's what I mean. I do, I'm live from the couch all the time.
That's right. We wouldn't recognize you.
Yeah, imagine in front of an actual arcade machine.
They need to wrap it up.
God, Zod actually has stuff in his apartment. Yeah.
Yes, MG, I get distracted very easily. Okay.
Yeah.
My poor kid probably has to go to the bathroom or something. I'm just blah 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 blah. Yo,
but wait, you can connect. Okay, so you could connect X-Men to your TV, right? Via HDMI. You can do that, right?
I don't see why not, right?
So if I
is there a port on there for HDMI? Is that
on X-Men? I don't know.
Is there?
Yeah, I think so because I don't know. I have lights plugged in, and I think the way Retro 530 made those light kits, it had a USB end in it.
I'm gonna have to.
So either I rigged it somehow to make it work, or else there might be a USB port. We're talking HDMI. I'm sorry.
Well, you could do a USB in the TV too, couldn't you?
I'm sure there's a way. Yeah, I'm sure there's a way.
I do have USB ports on my TV. I could do that. Okay, well, I'll have to look into that though, because that would be really neat. I wouldn't mind. I just know I don't have room for a big giant X-Men cabinet in my apartment.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
I'm like, where would I put the?
That'd be like parking a Volkswagen in your living room,
Yeah, I'm really. I do have I do have another red couch, which I could get rid of. The one I'm sitting on now.
We can't give up furniture, though.
I'm actually thinking about, because
I did.
I was thinking of.
I'm laughing because I did. I had a couch in here, and it was so comfortable and everything, and that went out right out the door.
Jesse, you got me thinking. I'm like, good, I want to play online.
Although the Infinity game board would make a good coffee table. I mean.
Yeah, but I can't play X-Men with you guys on the Infinity game board.
I know, but I'm just joking. Remember the Red Cross drive when John D set up shop at the Marvel head-to-head cocktail cab? Like that was his desk.
Those aren't online either, are they?
I know, but we could pick one up and make it a desk.
That's the other thing I don't understand. Those cocktail cabinets are expensive. They should be online.
Even the countercades.
I would get
everything, right?
Oh my god! Let me tell you something. If the cocktail table, the one with the X-Men one, if that was online, I would get it because I could actually use it I could have it as a table. Wow. It could have double duty.
I don't have one arcade one up that goes online other than Casino Cade.
Yeah, because Casino Cade has to be online.
Mike, you got to take clips from this show.
God. We could make some good.
Anybody want to meet me tonight and play the Casino Cade online?
I think of you every time I see one, Jesse.
We're playing for nothing, Jesse. There's no benefit to this.
Just not at all.
Pressing that button, buddy.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. We won't know. We don't know. Saying.
Kids and I saw that Wheel of Fortune Casino Cade, and it was hooked up. They had to be because it was the floor model.
Yeah.
I love when you went to that warehouse, Phil, and you saw the casino cade, and the casino cade was connected, but it wasn't connected online.
Right.
So you saw that same like screen that it was
That Jesse,
basically
like
used as
it's
the
true.
Jesse. Oh, I loved it. I was like, there you go. There's your Jesse cameo in the video right there. There's the casino cade. I'm like, wow. You can't make this stuff up. It's insane.
no.
I'm like, wow.
MG, what are you planning to do on your cocktail table?
Conceive.
Yeah, why they don't put Wi-Fi into the head-to-head? Right, it would be perfect.
Well, the thing is, Thor, they charge so much money for the head-to-heads. It's not like the head-to-heads are cheap. So why
What
wouldn't
gets
you
me
do it
is they were down to $2.99 at Kohl's. Now they're back to like $6.99. You didn't sell them at $2.99. Why are you even putting them back at $6?
You're gonna sell them at $700, but you couldn't sell them at $2.
I know. Come on.
I'm like, and that's the thing. Okay, you're selling them for that much, but we're not. There's really no benefit to getting those because the whole purpose now is online. That's the whole problem with the countercades. At least the countercades are cheap enough and they're small, but they're not online either.
It's fine to just play it, your local, but like we're doing Saturday nights, to do that online. I mean, it's a great time. Ralphie, we've been doing this for a couple of weeks now. We have a blast.
That would be awesome
to play the games and
Wouldn't that be awesome if the countercades could go online though?
Yeah, I mean,
that'd be the best thing they could ever
right
do.
Here.
Yep.
That'd be the best thing they could ever do if they did that. If they did that, I would buy every countercade so that I could play everybody because you could put those countercades anywhere.
Anywhere. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I mean he's probably right. If they shut down the online, probably.
Yeah, well, they're still open, so we can still play right now.
Yeah, right now.
That's all that really matters.
We'll see what happens.
This is the present.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, I gotta go.
Alrighty.
It has been fun.
We had a great stream.
Godzuki, everybody.
Godzuki. Thank you for hanging out tonight.
The word of the day,
guys. It is. I'm gonna go watch MC Hammer's Hammer Time. Hammer.
Yeah, and
Arcade.
What else?
Any other thing?
Binge watching.
Yes.
All right, everybody.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you.
Yep. Catch you later.
Take it easy, guys.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.